wife, Julie, is a nurse at South Shore Hospital in the city. We don't have any children. We tried quite a few times, as a matter of fact, and finally the doctor said she couldn't. Well, you know. I found out about this place from my friend Joanna. She's one of our fellow teachers. And it took some convincing, getting me in here, but I finally came. And after hearing the stories here, I'm really glad that I did. Talking to some of you before we started made me realize that Julie's been gone for 5 years now. 5 years she's been gone. She was murdered. And it still feels funny now saying that. She worked at the hospital in the city, so she would take the train there every day. And it never felt easy with me letting her do that, so I tried to teach her to drive. But it just didn't take. She didn't like driving. She was the kind of person, she would always say, you meet the most interesting people on the train, and I always thought that was funny. Riding the train like that late at night, I can't find anybody interesting to talk to, much less meet. But one day she called and said that she'd be working a double shift. She was filling in for one of her other friends. And that was okay. She sometimes did that. And after a shift, it only took her an hour to get home on the train. It's not that long. So, didn't think much about it. But 2 hours passed and she's not answering her phone. So I called the hospital, and the duty nurse tells me that she's already left. 3 hours passed. I'm freaking out now. Something has to be wrong. So I grab my coat and I'm headed to the door. I'm thinking, well, Julie was the kind of person, she was directionally challenged. She would get lost walking 2 blocks over. I would have to go and find her and bring her home. So I have my coat and I'm headed towards the door. And just before I get to the door, there's a knock, and you would not believe the wave of relief that washed over me. Thinking, well, maybe she just left her keys. I open the door, and it's the police. They tell me she shot in a robbery. Says it's unbelievable. It was almost surreal. But later on, they caught the guy. And he said that it was an accident. That the gun went off because he was startled. I still lay awake at night, playing that day over and over in my head, wondering, what could I have done differently? My friends tell me that it wasn't my fault, that I should move on. All I know is I was tired that day. We had the tournament coming up, the state championship, and we were having an extra long practice. was so tired. You know, the irony of it is, usually I would go meet her at the train station, but for some reason I was just too tired. I couldn't go. I don't know. What could I have done if I'd been there? I guess maybe I should move on. Maybe it's time for me to let this go. But I miss my partner. I miss my lover. I miss my friend. And all I could think is that it should have been me. It should have been me.
Sing.